Hey guys, sorry I couldn't be there with you today, but I'm in testing. I'd much rather be with you teaching you about the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is sometimes easier for solving equations, but it's not always. You should always look for factoring first. But who remembers the quadratic formula? Turn to your neighbor and see if you guys can write it down for yourselves. Were you able to do it? There was probably a song that you remember, that you were taught to help you remember. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Did you get it? I hope so. Okay, so when you're doing this, all of your equations that you want to solve in this manner need to be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So if you don't have it equal to 0, you need to manipulate your equation to make it do that. Let's try one. 2x squared plus 4x is equal to 5. So the first thing I want to look at is I don't have it equal to 0. So how can I make this equal to 0? Just yell out your answer nicely. Alright, we're going to subtract 5 on both sides. And if we do, this is what we end up with. And on the right hand side now we have 0. So our 2 is our a value, 4 is our b value, and negative 5 is our c value. So if we put it into the equation, we get a negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times 2 times a negative 5 all over 2 times... Sorry about that. Dinner came to the door. It'd be 2 times 1, and then we just do the math. So negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, times negative 5 is a positive 40, all over 2, which is the same thing as negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 56. Thanks for helping me out there. All over 2. Now you should check to see if 56 is in simplest form, or do we need to simplify the radical. 56 is divisible by 4. 4 and 14. No, yeah, 4 and 14 will work. So that can break down into negative 4 plus or minus 2 the square root of 14 all over 2. And then because this piece and this piece and this piece are all divisible by 2, the answer would then be negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 14. Okay? All problems will work like this. They have to equal 0, and then you can substitute your a, b, and c values in. Just be careful with your formula and your math, and you should be set. Now you're going to work on a worksheet just on the quadratic formula, and then in about a half an hour you're going to watch another video, and then you'll have a different worksheet to do. Whatever you don't finish in class is your homework due the next time I see you. Have a good class. Bye.